Peace and love, family. Peace and love. It's your boy Chris Enlightened coming back again with some more spiritual vittles. And today I'm going in on the abyss of false truths. This is a good one, family. This is a good one. The abyss of false truths. This is a good one because there's so many abyss of false truths out there that's preventing people from exploring different avenues on their spiritual journey. There's an abyss of false truths out there that I found to be true that people are experiencing. One of the biggest abyss of false truths is if you work hard, you'll get a reward. And that's just not the case. There are a lot of people, and you may be one of them, that are so focused on making that money and making that bread and working hard and believing you have to work hard to win. But when you do that, when you believe you have to work hard to win, the universe is going to give you that which you asked for. And you're going to be banging that wall, working hard, all that stuff, barely making it. Even if you do win, there's going to be a toll taken on your body. But when you think about the wealthy, they don't work hard and they're winning. So you have to reconstruct the way you think about success. The abyss of false truths is you have to work harder than the next man. You have to sleep 5 hours a night. You have to wake up before everyone. If you choose to follow that path, do you? Me? I take the road least traveled, and I command reality for me to be easy and seamless. I don't really work hard, family. I'm consistent, but I don't work hard. You know, another thing that's preventing people, or another thing that's an abyss of false truths is, a lot of people think that if I work for 10 years, I'm going to be successful financially. That's not the truth. The real truth is your karma dictates how much money you'll make. I know that's hard for some people to believe, but when you dissolve a lot of your negative financial karma, the blanket that's hovering over you or shrouding your reality, preventing money from flowing to you, will dissolve as well. One benefit of burning ancestral money or ancestor dollars or hell notes, one benefit of doing that is when you dissolve your negative ancestral financial karma, you in turn dissolve your own. Yeah, you're burning money for your ancestors. Yeah, you're burning money for your deceased transitioned family members that you know and love. But there's also an aspect of yourself that you're burning money for as well, you know? And when you burn enough, I'm talking about burning money, $10 billion a day for years. When you do that, over time, you're going to dissolve a lot of your negative financial karma that's been bequeathed and spread out amongst all your family members. And you'll know what you're doing is winning when you see your family members rise up. You know, me, I was born in the hood, and a lot of my family members had hood mentality, and they just believed that, you know, this is just what it is. I'm not going to be winning. I'm just going to be hood rich. Me, I never thought like that. That was a false truth. That was a big abyss of false truth for me. I've always had dreams of grandeur. I've always wanted better things. I wanted the life that I'm living today. And I used to tell myself, I don't want to be wealthy. I just want to be well off. I should have been saying, I deserve to be wealthy and well off. I'm well off now, but I need to be wealthy. And that's what I'm doing now. So within the next 10 years, the next 5 years, I'm going to be wealthy. You know what I'm saying, family? First off, you just can't say I want to be wealthy. That's an abyss of false truth. You have to define how much money wealth is for you. I've researched it. And if you look up on the internet, they say if you make $130,000 a year, you're technically rich. There's nothing you can't do in America if you're making that type of money if you use your money right. Now, wealth is something completely, you can't spend wealth. I'm not talking about that. If you want to be rich, define what rich means for you. Okay? But another abyss of false truth is growing up in the hood is a bad thing. You know, for so many years, I used to think that all my shortcomings in life were my shortcomings forever. But there's a certain education that I developed and that I became accustomed to by growing up in the hood. I can go anywhere and feel comfortable. I feel like a warrior, I have this warrior spirit. I give strong eye contact. My mama was always in my ear talking about, I'm not raising no punk. I'm not raising no punk. And I'm not saying she brainwashed me into be a warrior that you see today, but what she did was she built up this armor around me that's rings in the back of my head. I don't run away from challenges. I don't run away from men. I'm gonna always do what I want to do when I do it. And I never needed a team. I don't have no best friend that I hang out with. That's just not how I roll. I always rolled alone. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're not meeting me with my energy, I don't want you around me. And that's just as simple as that, family. But the education that you can get from growing in the hood or growing up with extreme suffering is something you can't buy. You can go to college and learn how to be a doctor by reading books and, practicing on people or whatever. But growing up in the hood, you cannot read about how that is and try to navigate the hood. It just doesn't work like that. But the one thing about the hood is, no matter where your hood is, it's all the same. Hard times, bunch of violence, barnyard vernacular, excessive cursing, murder, all that stuff I've been around, I can outsuffer most people. But by me growing up in the hood, being shot at, being pistol whipped, seeing my friend shot in the head, seeing my friend get their teeth knocked out from the butt of a gun, being robbed, being jumped, hundreds of fights, being expelled from school, dad ain't around, none of my homies had their dad around. All this suffering that I've been through, it's to the point where nothing really bothers me anymore. Unfortunately, there are some people, some of my peers, some of my friends who didn't have the evolved soul that I had growing up, and they couldn't deal with it, and they succumbed to the hood. They fell victim to it. And some of them, peace and blessings be upon them, have transitioned. But if you're one of the ones who made it out of the hood and doing better, you need to pat yourself on the back because you're a winner. It was an abyss of false truths that the hood was bad for you. I give thanks for the hood in my life. Yeah, do I think about what would have happened if my father would have been in my life if I would have grew up in a 2-family home in the burbs, having a bunch of love and things like that in the home. Yeah, I often wonder about that. But I wondered about it so much that when I said that when I have me a wife and a daughter or a child, I'm going to leave that which wasn't done for me. And I've done that. My daughter only known her daddy around every day. My daughter only known that. She don't know about having a father living here and a mother living here. It wasn't like that for her. For her, she had my dream, and she's my dream. And the way she's turned out is a reflection of all the love that I poured into her. I don't care who you are. You're nothing more than an amalgamation or a culmination of all the love and the advice of people pouring into you. You can't expect someone to invest something in someone that wasn't invested in them. You just can't expect it of some people. But what I'm telling you, family, there's an abyss of false truths when you think that your bad situations or anything that was unfavorable in your past wasn't good for you. I don't care what it is, what type of trauma you've been through. You have to always ask yourself, why did I sign up for this? Because if you don't do that, you're going to be on an endless loop of wondering why. Wondering why the creator made you do this, or how could the creator let you do this, or why did so-and-so do that? But when you take everything else out the equation, and you're the only algorithm, and you ask yourself, why did I choose to go through that? You can then begin to formulate a reason why. Especially if it's been over 10, 15, 20 years. You can look back in time and see different scenarios on how what you've been through have benefited you. Have benefited you. Okay, family? One thing about this video right here, the abyss of false truths, is nothing exists until you focus on it. I talk about this all the time. And if you're always focusing on the negative things in your life, you're going to invite more negative things in your life. And that's the truth. But when you focus on light things, you're going to invest more light in your life. No one's out here going to save you, family. No one is going to save you but you. When you pray to someone, pray to yourself first. Pray to yourself first. A lot of people like to pray to the Creator, and that's cool. But how often does the Creator answer your prayers? How often does it? A lot of people's prayers go unanswered. So is it that the prayers are going unanswered, or is the Creator not getting your prayers? Or is the Creator hearing the prayers and He knows He's giving you everything you need to do to answer your own prayers, and He's just sitting back waiting for you to answer them? So me, I pray to me. I pray to me all the time. I give thanks for the Creator giving me an aspect of His essence. But if I'm of the Creator, that means I can create a way. And that's just how I navigate life. Back in the day, in my early 20s and even my early 30s, I was still begging and pleading and praying, sulking for help. But when I realized, man, I've been doing this my whole life and I ain't getting the help, let me try praying to me. And when I started praying to me and answering my own questions, my life changed. When you feel as if you're a spiritual juggernaut, you'll just go out and try stuff. A lot of people don't try stuff or try things because they don't know what step 2 and step 3 is. It doesn't matter what step 2 and step 3 is. You create it as you go. I look at life as a wave, a tidal wave. You don't know where it's going to crash, but you're going to ride that thing anyway, family. And that's how you have to navigate your life. You have to dissolve all those abyss of false truths and try things anyway. You know, what works for me may not work for you. I have a lot of people asking me some of the things that I've done to grow spiritually, and I'm more reluctant now to share because it may not work for you. If you go into any spiritual practice doubting it or second guessing what you're doing, you're wasting your time. Winning starts before you begin. Before you do anything, you gotta be like, I know this is gonna be the stuff. I'm about to win with this. Ooh. You know, you gotta do things like that. And there's no time limit. You do it until you get what you want. There's no you do it for 2 weeks and boom. You do it for 5 years and boom. You do it until you get what you want. It's as simple as that, family. I don't want anyone else asking me how long they need to burn ancestor money, how many prayers they need to say in a day. You do it until you get what you want. And that's just as simple as that. Okay, family? So hopefully you got some jewels on the abyss of false truths. If you want to support me, go out to Amazon, pick up one of my 8 books. I prefer you to go out and get Dissolving Your Limitations and Poverty Consciousness first. I'd rather you get Poverty Consciousness or Dissolving Your Limitations first. Once you get those 2 books, pick up Wealth Consciousness. After you get that book, pick up Divination. If you want to skip to the practices, if you feel as if you got it going on, I have hundreds of practices in divination that you can use to win, family. Hundreds of them. When you buy divination, it's a thick book, and there's no excuse for you not to win. If you try a dozen of those practices, I'm guaranteeing you're going to find some success. It's just as simple as that. So hopefully you got some jewels, family. I'm about to enjoy my day with my wife. We're about to go out and eat something delectable and delicious and tantalizing to the taste buds. It's the weekend, so you already know what I'm doing. I'm out here winning.